Hi guys, welcome to Shot for Shot. My name is Butter.
My name is AJ.
My name is Kurt.
And welcome to our review of Wonder Woman!
Yeah!
If you don't know what Wonder Woman is, if you've been living under a rock, it's the big DC movie of the summer.
Yes.
It's the first female lead superhero movie, and currently, as of right now, it is sitting at a 93% certified fresh.
Ooh,
93?
93. Looked it up
Wow.
before we saw the movie from our friends over at Rotten Tomatoes.
They're
So,
better if they read it.
Yeah, we
we're
don't.
gonna let you know how we thought because we definitely had some opinions about the movie. Personally, like there's huge hype. There's huge hype from the
Yes.
movie.
93% on a DC movie after
Yeah.
coming off of the garbage pile that, recently, like Batman and Superman
Suicide
and
Squad.
Dong of
Suicide
Justice
Squad.
and
Did you say Dong of Justice?
yeah, Batman versus Superman, Dong of
Yeah.
Justice.
Tyler 1, Zack Snyder 0.
Boom.
Go.
Well, I mean, what it is, like with Superman Returns, one big thing that bothered me was the product placement all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
And it just made it like super cheeseball.
Yeah.
I mean, the great thing about this movie is it takes place
Can't
in
be like,
World
hey,
War I.
we want a fidget spinner.
Yeah.
Or we
All right,
want,
Diana, use your fidget spinner
we,
as you
yeah.
we
battle
really need a
the Nazis.
Skylander promotional thing in World War II. Make it happen.
Yeah.
Just a guy with like half an arm, like drinking
You,
a Coke.
you know what it was an advertisement for? I was like, man, I really want to play some Battlefield 1 right now. It
Seriously.
looked really good.
It looked like the whole entire maps from Battlefield.
Oh, yeah,
it
like-
looked exactly like it.
Like especially when she was fighting in London, where she literally goes from like building
Yeah.
to building, and like
Yeah.
it's just
I've been
destroying everything. That was like my favorite part. Was
Yeah.
like, I will say like the action scenes, some of them are pretty good. A lot of them are CG
Come on,
heavy.
no.
A lot of them CG
That's a
heavy.
bold statement right now.
Okay,
Yeah.
I am.
There
I
was
am.
like 3 in the whole movie.
Okay, but still, like I liked the way she fought. Like it was
Okay.
like she was gliding almost. It was
Yeah.
like she didn't need to fly, but she kicked the shit out of those guys.
Yeah, that's true. The one thing about the fight sequences that I didn't like is pretty much there was good slow-mo parts and then there's like bad slow-mo parts. Like there's parts where like you're like, oh cool, she like deflects a missile or something like that.
Yeah.
But then there's
that
other
was
parts.
necessary to kind of see because a missile travels extremely fast, and
Yeah.
I kind of want to see the action.
There's like a part where like she swings around a guy and it goes in super
Yeah.
slow motion for like 3 seconds, like 3 solid
Yeah.
seconds, and then she just ends up tripping him. It's like not even cool. I'm like, what the? No, I don't need. I want to see her going in that building like just messing people up super fast, and then that scene where she like busts out the window and like hits that guy. That would make
yeah.
that scene
Yeah.
so much more dramatic.
Well-
I think they lost their dramatic touch by doing
My problem with the movie, not before it came out, seeing all the trailers, is like,
Yeah.
where is the action going to be? Obviously, they're showing in the trailers that like they showed a lot of the trench warfare scene
Yeah.
in the trailers. I'm like, what other stuff can you show?
Yeah.
And I felt like there wasn't a whole lot of action. It felt like Captain America 1 to me, kind of a little bit.
I mean,
because
it was literally the same movie.
have the same.
Yeah.
Same, literally, pretty much the same powers. Captain America just doesn't have a lasso and a sword.
Yeah.
But I think in the beginning of the movie, they showed a lot of the training sequences. That
Yeah.
wasn't necessarily like action fighting. And then you have to like wait until the middle of the movie again to to see in another action scene. And
Oh, yeah.
then you have another lull, and then it's like the big final action scenes.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, the pacing is probably the biggest thing because it's like they still want to make it this love story that like because I'm like not to be sexist, but I mean it is the first female superhero movie, so of course they have to throw in this huge like relationship, love thing,
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
make her be in a couple. I'm like, no, it's like if they never like if her and Chris Pine's character never ended up, I would have been fine, but. Scott Trevor's actually a huge part in the books.
There was a lot of unintentionally funny moments.
Oh yeah,
Sorry.
like
Yeah.
I
like
just had
where
to say
they're
that.
just like Chris Pine. Let's just put you like half naked. It was just like it was so
Yeah, it was
force
really
fed. It
weird.
was just
Well,
like
then, like, you're watching it, you're like, okay, well, I mean, as much as I want to avoid it, but, like, or, like, studios to avoid it, they kind of had to pander to their biggest audience that was hopefully going to go see the movie.
Yeah.
And it was going to be women, like, no doubt about that. But then it was like, oh, yeah, that's right, it's a women's movie, kind of. Like, they literally, like, had a couple different scenes, like, mentioning the size of Chris Pine's penis.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And,
that's
like, he was,
true.
like, naked, like,
unneeded.
cupping his wiener.
Yeah,
all
just
cut.
unneeded.
Like,
Yeah,
was
but
like,
I mean, on the other way around, we have seen quite a few like Iron Man movies where he's
There's
oogling.
not gratuitous tits in Iron Man.
Yeah, but that's a
I
Marvel.
hope there is. Did I miss them?
Hey, Logan.
we'll rewatch
Oh,
them, you know.
Logan, yeah, but
There
that
are-
was like
Well,
that's,
there's tits
that's
in
a
Logan.
part of Wolverine's character.
When he's
damn it.
driving the bachelorette party, and she's like,
Yeah.
"Driver, look at these!" titties.
Okay,
man."
the one
Yeah.
second where you see some titties.
That was gratuitous boobies.
So what you're saying is you wish there was more titties in Wonder Woman.
no,
Is
I'm,
that what-
I'm
is that
saying
what
I
you're
wish there was
saying?
more dick. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, more. We
yeah,
want more.
yeah.
We want.
I thought that was your problem.
Pine
I
Halog.
was sitting next to AJ in the movie, and I heard him feel him squirm because it went on for a long time.
Yeah.
like
It was
the scene just
uncomfortable.
Stop
It
the
was
goddamn
really
scene.
long.
And like 20 minutes later, they had another scene just
Yeah.
like that.
But the thing is, like, it was like I joked with them. I pretty much called it like sexual tension in the movie. Like,
Yeah, yeah, there
Like
was
there's a big portion where it's like, and it's so drawn out that you're kind of like, can you guys just like fuck already?
Sex is highly implied.
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
yeah. He does like this long, lingering
Oh,
look,
weird.
and then turns around, and awkwardly shuts the door, and then turns back, and then like, are they gonna have sex, or
No,
is that
oh,
just,
no.
no, they just kiss. One thing I would have to give in the positive column is it is really well like scenery and the settings. It was really made you feel like you're in World War I. They really
Yeah.
did a good job
Yeah, it looked really
of
cool.
showing the World
For
War
sure.
One difference than the World War II. And
Well,
we,
even
you know,
different from the Amazonian
Yeah. Yeah.
culture. That
I love
think
it. It was
they
like
nailed
all-
that really well as well.
it was all bright colors and green, but then as soon as we got to London, it was like she even makes a little funny joke.
Welcome to jolly old London.
It's hideous.
Yeah, it's not for everybody.
And it's
Yeah.
like it's just gray, and it's just like everyone's miserable, but it's
Yeah.
still like it's about the world banding together to stop evil. You know?
Yeah.
I would like, a little more contrast to the movie. Like
Yeah.
the first, I think, like half hour they're in wherever, what it's called, her home at like the Amazon world, let's say. It was very colorful, very bright, and then they went to World War II, and
Yeah.
it was all dingy,
One.
and like it set up the story and the emotions very well. But there's a part at the end where she gets kind of teleported,
Yes.
or like the world around her gets transformed.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
And that was a cool like contrast, like whoa, and then they bring you back to the World War II
Yeah.
setting. You're like, oh my god, that's
Yeah,
weird.
I think the cinematography was actually really well done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you said, the settings were really good. The costumes were really cool, and it made you feel like you're really there. Like one thing that clicked in my head when they're running, there's a scene where there's like a sniper, and they're kind of like running around through the city. It made me feel kind of like how Rogue One made me feel. You're like, okay, well, this technically
You're
isn't like
there on the fucking ground
yeah, this
with
isn't
her, man.
really
Yeah.
technically a DC movie. And then so from that moment, I detached myself from thinking it was a DC movie. And then she pulls out like her lasso of truth, and I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot this, because she pretty much does a lot of
Yeah.
hand-to-hand combat.
I just wish
I
those
mean, that's
moments
more
were a
of her
little
thing.
longer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
a little more action. in it.
yeah, but like I said, I feel like the slow motion does take you out of it. But other than that, I think it was really well choreographed. The action's really good. The CGI isn't so great, but the special effects in general, like the practical effects, were really cool. I like that. how
I mean,
they did those.
there were definitely a few like cringe-worthy CGI moments. Not like super cringy, but it's definitely like,
Yeah.
okay,
The
that's
CGI didn't look
that's
great at some
fake.
point.
It's always the mecha bad guy that looks.
It's
so
always the
weird.
end bad guy that like dons some kind of like armor or looks like
Yeah.
different to where
It was
to
trash
the,
armor.
to the point where he
Made
needed
out of trash.
CGI,
Yeah.
and then it's like, oh, they're also gonna fight at night with like fire all around them. It's like
Yeah.
this is Batman versus Superman all over fucking. again.
Really
Yeah.
is. And I mean, not to harp on our friend Mr. Zack Snyder, but he did write the damn movie.
Yeah,
and that was a
that
nice
too.
little
I
surprise
think
at the
he
end of
did
the
a
movie.
Story, I think.
He
Yeah,
did
he
a
did the
story
story well, yeah.
with Alan Heinberg, who is a comic writer, and he also wrote the OC. But again, Patty Jenkins, she's actually got signed on to do the second one. So, you know, she
Yeah.
directed this. So I
Yeah.
think she did a really good job. You know, like, maybe it helped to have a female's touch, but she really did a good job. I mean, this is the best of, my opinion, I think it's the best of the DC EUs so far.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I would kind of agree. Yeah, DCEU, the new DC
Yes.
universe that started with Superman, I guess, with
Man
Zack
of Steel.
Snyder.
Man of Steel was
Man
the
of
first.
I enjoyed actually Man of Steel.
Yeah, I do. I like it
And this
too.
movie was good.
Oh, Man of Steel. I said Superman
However,
Returns.
it's sitting at a 93% on Rotten Tomatoes, and like it's just I
don't
can't
buy that.
see it being a 93.
yeah.
I just can't. There's a lot of like problems with it.
93 means a
and
lot.
The bad guys are so lackluster. Like a superhero movie
Yes.
needs to. I mean, obviously it's an origin story as well.
Yeah.
A superhero movie needs to have an awesome superhero, the main character.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
if they're doing an origin story, they need to do it right and do it quick and concise. And then they also need to have a good villain to go against.
And there's nothing wrong
Dark
with being
Knight,
straightforward.
All those other movies
Yeah.
like, have had great counterparts to them. The people that she was going against didn't really seem like a great counterpart. They just seem like I'm a generic bad guy that wants to kill everybody.
And I'm stepping into this role and like, they're bad, so I'm gonna go stop
I mean,
them.
I guess that also was the general idea of the bad guy
Yeah.
because it was Ares, god of war. So I mean, I guess that you can't really avoid that, but it was unfortunate that like it just came across as an average I hate everything.
Yeah.
I'm going to make this bomb or something.
Welcome
or
to Kurt's
whatever.
podcast where he hates everything.
Sorry.
But they did have they had a classic old school villain, Dr. Poison. She was one of her first big.
Oh, that was actually a villain.
Yes, it was.
I didn't know.
And then Ares, who, of
Dr.
course, he was in the first issue, but he's also been featured more recently because he's of course, her uncle in a way,
Or brother, right?
brother. Sorry, yeah.
It's Zeus's daughter.
Because Ares is the son of Zeus.
I like genuineness. I like seeing stuff that's warranted and not pandering to any kind of audience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I want everyone to succeed and have something when they go to a movie be able to identify with and be like, hey, that's me up on the screen.
Yeah.
And I think they actually did a really good job. It didn't seem like,
best job, at
oh
least.
God, like they're pandering to women so much.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
It wasn't too
there
forced
wasn't
down
a
your
period
throat.
joke in the whole movie. Or
No.
maybe I missed it.
Like I said, it was a well-paced. I think it was a well-paced movie.
Mhm.
The script was a little lackluster.
Yeah,
It wasn't.
script needed a little
It needed a little bit more of a punch up.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
But the chemistry in the movie was good. So
Yeah.
that kind of kept it going. I liked their little group with the secretary and Chris Pine's character.
Yeah, I was gonna
and
say
Gal
that.
Gadot. Their connection when
Yeah.
they go shopping and stuff, I was like, oh great.
But then she has this plucky little
Yeah.
sidekick who's
Yeah.
I
trying to
was like-
she's like the woman living in this world
Yeah.
who's now like, oh wait a minute, I can be empowered too.
I would
Look
like
at
to
this
see a little
bitch,
bit
I can
more-
be her too.
I would like to see a little bit more of that. They gave her the role of
Yeah.
being in the command center, running
Yeah,
the operation
wish there
was
was
cool.
more of that,
I'm
yeah.
like, oh, I'm getting so fucking sick of this chick. She's gonna be the plucky sidekick or something like that.
Yeah.
It's gonna get overdrawn, but I don't think she got annoying too, which was cool.
Yeah, she was very they put her in there just enough where you're like, oh, this works. I'm excited to see more of
Yeah.
her, and I think that was really good. So I like the chemistry in it and everything. And like you said, I think if you don't even think about it being the first female lead, it's still a solid superhero
Solid
movie.
So I have a question for you guys. What do you think this is going to do or affect the new DCU? Do you think that they're going to revisit Justice League and give Wonder Woman more time?
Oh, I
Do you
think she's in it a
gonna
bunch
be
though already.
she's going to be the new the Iron Man of the DCU, cuz
Or
in
the
comics
Thor.
kind of Captain America is the main head guy.
Yeah.
In the MCU, Iron Man came out first, was one of the first gigantic hit
Yeah.
Marvel movies, and now he's kind of the head
The leader of
Avengers,
the
yeah.
Avengers.
Yeah,
What
that's
do you guys
actually
think about?
that's actually exactly
affecting it?
my thought, because with them both doing pretty much the same thing, balancing on the same thing, and everyone compares Marvel and DC. I think you're right. I think that this film, as it's viewed, I think it could be, like you said, like the Iron Man of the franchise. They kind of Marvel was tripping and falling with Spider-Man and Fantastic Four and everything, and then they came out with Iron Man and-
Pre-Disney.
Pre-Disney, yeah, and it was Iron Man, and it was a solid movie, and all they needed was one solid movie to be like, okay, now we kind of know what people want
Yeah.
out of a comic book movie, and hopefully this is that movie. Because for me, this is how I was like, okay, that was a great movie. How can Justice League be better than that? That was my
Yeah.
first. It wasn't, oh great, now here comes Justice League. I mean, yeah, a little bit, but I feel like if they saw that movie and they thought that was a great movie before it even premiered anywhere, hopefully they did some punch-ups to Justice League just to
Yeah.
make it okay, now we know what the people want.
I definitely think this is going to help out a lot of the female characters. Maybe we'll get a Black Widow movie finally. And I'm not been desperate for a Black Widow movie. Yes, she has a
They're doing Miss Marvel, right?
yes, Captain Marvel
Captain
will
Marvel.
be the
Captain Marvel,
first female Marvel MCU movie.
Yes.
But I mean, soon we're gonna get a Black Widow movie. We might even get a Miss Marvel who is Kamala Khan. We might get Lady Thor after Ragnarok, because Ragnarok is the end of Asgard. So maybe.
Duh.
But I'm very excited. Maybe that Batgirl. I'm very excited for Batgirl now.
Yeah.
I think that we got a really decent movie, and now they're gonna be okay, let's do this again.
Yeah.
Let's keep doing this. What happened in the other movies?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
and I
know?
think it'd be good. I love Gotham. Gotham's such a cool place to be. Even if she's in Bloodhaven,
That'd be cool,
That's
too.
still cool too. But
Nightwing's territory B.
yeah,
They're
but I mean, I love that
Speaking
area.
Greek.
yeah, I meant yeah. I agree.
See?
you took the words right out of my mouth.
Kurt, our resident Nightwing expert.
Yeah.
Because
You guys do
they
all
were
the
they were
talking.
very
Please.
delicate with the story, and I felt like they were, like you said, authenticity. It felt like, when they were working on the movie, they were really we need to make this about the movie, not about how many people can we put in the seat.
Honestly, yeah, because
Yeah.
it's really about Wonder Woman. The only other reference is we see a Wayne Enterprise
Yeah, that
truck,
was kind of.
and then you see Bruce Wayne's signature. But
Hey,
yeah,
Don't
and-
forget all the the dudes.
Right? Oh,
Literally at the-
Sheer
Literally at the
focus on
beginning
Wonder
and
Woman.
literally at the end.
Yep.
That's
Yeah,
it.
and I loved it because I wanted to see a movie about Wonder Woman. I know all the other guys, and
Yeah.
I know little about her, but I now want to I loved Gal Gadot as fucking Diana Prince. Oh my god.
I think the character of Wonder Woman is kind of like Golden Age comic book. Kind
Yeah.
of falls the same
Yeah.
prey of kind of all DC people, especially like Superman sometimes. I think they need to punch her up a little bit more. Maybe give her some kind of not totally different powers, but just kind of like make her powers just a little bit
Not
more-
Superman-y.
I want to see but she's not even Superman. She can
No.
jump really high and she's
Well,
strong.
she technically does gain the
and
ability
she
to
only had
fly
but
eventually.
she had the shield, but she never used the sword ever.
Well, but that's the other thing that
Because it's a PG-13 movie, you can't
Yeah.
show her just hacking up dudes.
well, the thing is, too, she really never used the sword. The sword is actually a new thing going around. Especially in BVS, she used the sword in that. Sorry, Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice. She used a sword in that, but she's never really used
You're
it.
right.
And I love the fact that she even said it in the movie, I don't need to use the sword. I can use the shield. And honestly, she does at one point. She kicks the shit out of some good.
But there's
Yeah.
really odd pacing to the movie as well. Like in the beginning, it's in the trailer, so I'm not ruining anything.
In the beginning.
she's fighting against her aunt, who trains her,
Mhm.
and she puts her arms in front of her face and crosses them and does a big blast. But they never really talked about it.
Hulk clap.
Can they all do it? Can she only do it? Why is it weird? You guys never really mentioned that or
Yeah.
talked about it after that point. You were just oh, she just did that to her aunt. And then at the end of the film, it comes back again in some way.
One thing that bugged me too was Dr. Poison is the villain, but then you're oh, Ares this, Ares that. I wish Dr. Poison they had a fight or something, or Ares didn't come at the last 10 minutes of the movie. Spoilers, but also I want a bad guy that scares me. I want a bad guy that really
Red Skull.
creeps me, Red Skull. There's one point. This is the only thing I'm gonna say. It's you see Ares
Yeah,
and he
they
has
cut back
giant
to him in
fucking
old
dork
time.
glasses on his face.
Yeah,
It's
pretty
so
much.
stupid.
Yeah,
it's
what the fuck?
it's
Yeah.
you look badass, but then you got fucking Ray-Bans hanging
Yeah.
out. It's
Yeah.
ugh.
It was out of place, and they shouldn't. I can't believe no one, when they watched the movie, be yeah, that was great, but can you take off the big gigantic beer helmet that's on fucking
Yes.
Ares?
We know you like
was
wearing
so
it
out
now,
of place.
but you probably didn't
And
wear
I
it
hope
back
you guys,
then.
when you see it, you laugh in the theater because there was a lot of unintentionally funny moments.
Yeah.
Really
One of my
oh my
favorites
god.
was I laughed at it. I don't know if you guys noticed it, but it was Wonder Woman's mom and her aunt talking you can't train her, but I want you to train her. And in the background, there's just some fucking
There's
goat.
a goat with giant fucking horns, and it's right in the
And they're
center
like-
of the
and-
vivid.
But it was only one shot. They're fuck, that goat isn't that shot. And they
But it was
didn't
such a
reuse
good
They were
the
so
shot.
perfect.
Then
We
they
can't
used-
take it
They
out.
used a different angle from it too.
That goat is still in the shot.
Oh, I didn't even notice that goat. I'm why does Kurt think this scene is so funny?
And
It's
there was
whatever.
another weird part where the editing was kind of odd too. At the end of the film, Ares was she's I'm gonna get my sword, and she goes to pull out her sword, and then she's you don't have your sword, and then it
I'm
cuts
come
away.
on.
Oh, yeah.
But then it cuts back,
And
and
then she's
she
just
falls
walking.
down.
She's
She
I'm
falls off the
coming
roof
down,
back
and
onto frame with
I
her
have my
sword.
sword.
What was the point of that?
Ares was no, I'll wait.
Why
Go ahead.
Why can't she just pull out her sword and then you guys cut when you pull out the sword and then cut back to the same spot where she had her sword the second time? Why do you need to have that awkward transition cut where it's
Yeah.
oh shit, oh sorry, I'll be right back, camera. I'm gonna go back and then all right, now I'm ready.
It felt so quick. It just felt that pacing was that bothered me.
Like-
You
like-
don't remember that? I
like-
thought you were a great warrior.
The end of the movie, she goes it's just odd pacing because then all of a sudden she goes, it's fucking Super Saiyan almost at the end of the movie, you know?
Oh yeah.
She does go Super Saiyan. They kill Krillin.
They literally kill
Spoiler
Krillin
alert,
at
they
one
kill-
point. It's just
It's really even like that too. It's
he was oh, he had
I
a
like
bad
how we're
day.
spoiling it, but we're also kind of spoiling it. But when they see and watch this, it'll make sense.
You'll appreciate
You'll
it.
laugh. You'll
It's
laugh.
subtle spoiling.
All right.
Code.
So rating. What'd you guys think? Give me a scale.
Oh God.
Kurt.
Or do you
Oh,
wanna
yeah.
should
Okay,
I
I'll
go
do
first
my-
or do you
yeah,
want to
you
go
go
first?
first. I
Let's let
I
AJ go
forgot that
first.
we're gonna do the actual number review.
Yeah, for me, when we walked out of it, I think we all kind of agreed. It wasn't a 93%.
Hell no.
It was a solid
movie though.
solid movie, solid
Worth your money.
chemistry, not so much acting, but chemistry. The script was whatever. CGI was a little bit off. I wouldn't give it a 93 because of that. Personally, I would give I would give it a 75, maybe
Ooh.
78.
Ooh.
Yeah, like around there. It wasn't like
Still passing.
it wasn't amazing, but it was still like it was solid. It was better than all the latest DC movies out.
I forgot to talk about this actually in the review. The 90%, like I don't think it is a 90% at all, and that kind of is odd. It's definitely like a 75 to 78%, like on
Solid.
Rotten Tomatoes.
Like-
as much as I hate to like rely on Rotten
Like they
Tomatoes
do that
for
with
some of
video
what good
games
movies
too,
are.
right? Where they like.
Well, yeah, that's my thing. It's like it could be a pile of shit, but like you're not going to get Batman versus Superman that's a pile of shit that's like, let's say, a 20 to 30%.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to cost a shit ton of money to pay to critics. Like, hey, review it really well. 30 to 90 is really expensive, but maybe like 75 to 78,
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
a little cheaper to get
Yeah.
that 10% boost. And they might, I'm not going to say this. I have no proof whatsoever, but it just, to me, it wasn't a 90%. And like, I really like video games, and like, that's what a lot of video games have a problem with, like paid reviews too.
Yeah.
So I know that DC was really hurting for a really good movie, and there's a lot of flags, but I can't draw that decision. But my review of the movie, I do a 2-scale system.
Oh, Kurt, classic 2-scale.
It's a good to bad. So the first one is a film to movie, and good to bad. Okay. I'm gonna say it's a solid 3 for film to movie. It's kind of has that good balance. Good to bad, I'm gonna say about 2.5.
Oh, okay.
Maybe 3. Maybe
Oh,
3.
okay. So you're on the. Yeah, and I agree with that. I feel like I think I got a little bit more of a boost also because it's just like, for one, it's like finally it's a good DC movie.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
give it a little
Oh my
bit more.
God.
Like they're giving it a little bit more credit than it deserves. It's like we'll give you an extra just because it's like, God, we didn't have to sit through another awful DC movie.
But our opinions doesn't mean that you guys are wrong.
Yeah.
Like, I want you guys to see every movie that
Please.
you see and love it and enjoy it as much as
Yeah.
possible. But sometimes, like I would love to. I'd love to go to every single movie,
Yeah.
regardless how good it is, and love it as much as I could.
Yeah.
It's and then
I pay money.
my personal review is
what's
like
your review?
let's say your dad's like, hey, I'm gonna paint the picture for you. Let's say your dad's like, hey, I'm gonna take you guys on a vacation, AJ and Kurt. And he goes, oh, we're excited. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna take you to an amusement park.
We have the
You're
same
like,
dad?
holy shit, shut up, holy shit, we're gonna go to Disneyland. And then we go to Knott's Berry Farm. Still a great park. Still a great park.
That's a good analogy.
Still a great park.
It's no
but
Disneyland.
It's no fucking Disneyland.
It's still
B.
pretty
Marvel.
awesome.
Marvel. Disneyland's Marvel. So DC buy
You
Knott's
should've
Berry
said
Farm is
Six
what we're
Flags.
saying.
But Six Flags is pretty sweet too.
But it's the drive.
Whoa
Ooh,
there.
that's good
Six
though.
Flags? Come on now.
Yeah, it's worth the commitment because the
Yeah.
drive, it makes up for it for when you finally get to
yeah,
the
Six
end.
Flags is sweet.
Anyway,
It's just really hard to get.
thank you for tuning in
Thank you,
to our
guys.
review of Wonder Woman. I was Butter.
I'm AJ.
And I'm Kurt.
Please like, subscribe. Stay tuned for our next review.
Yeah, summer's coming.
Oh, a lot to
we're
come
in
out.
the thick of it now.
Yeah.
We're
God.
gonna be doing. We did Guardians, but what's the next one we're gonna do?
We're gonna
Maybe
do
The Mummy.
We're probably gonna do the Mummy or Transformers: The Last Night.
I'll see Transformers over Mummy. for
Okay.
sure.
Well, then you'll
Well,
see my
just stay tuned.
you'll see my solo review of the Mummy.
Switching spots every
How
time.
much more do you like?
What
You
do
know,
you
That's a good
think?
point, Butter. Thank you, Butter.
Why? Thank you, Tyler. You know what, Butter? I like what you said there. Thanks for tuning in,
Thanks,
guys.
guys.